All right, guys. So, we've talked a lot about the ICE Gestapo thugs. They have deported about 70 American citizens. And for the record here, that was actually during Trump's first term. In the second term, my guess is we're in the hundreds for that. Because we've already had some anecdotal examples of a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old American citizen being deported. The 4-year-old had cancer and they didn't give them medicine. So my guess is we're in the hundreds now, maybe the thousands of American citizens that are being deported. But here's another aspect of this which people aren't talking about too much, which they should be talking about it. Migrant deaths in ICE custody spark concerns. So a bunch of people who are being arrested by ICE Gestapo thugs are dying. They're dying. 8 migrants have died in ICE detention centers since January. Migrant rights groups allege insufficient medical care in ICE facilities. ICE says every death at a facility is a significant cause for concern. Oh, I'm sure you guys are very concerned. A Canadian citizen held in a U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement detention center in Miami became the 11th person to die in an ICE facility since October after he was found unresponsive this week. The agency said Thursday that Johnny Noviello, 49 years old, died in the ICE facility and that his cause of death remains under investigation. 49 years old, died in custody. The death sparked an inquiry from the Canadian government officials who are urgently seeking more information from U.S. officials about the death. Anita Anand, the Canadian Minister of Foreign Affairs, wrote in a social media post that out of respect for the family's privacy, more details would not be provided about the inquiry. So a Canadian citizen dying in ICE Gestapo custody. All right, more. Ready? This just happened. A 75-year-old Cuban man died in ICE custody last week, the 13th detainee death reported by the agency in fiscal year 2025, according to a notice sent to Congress and obtained by CBS News. ICE reported 12 detainee deaths in the entirety of fiscal year 2024. So now the numbers are skyrocketing. And here's my question for you guys. What percentage of these people would you sincerely say, oh, it's just natural causes, it's just their time was up, happened to be up? And what percentage of it is because of neglect? What percentage of it is because of people not getting the medicine that they're supposed to get? What percentage of it is tied to an anxiety-ridden panic attack and meltdown because they don't know what the fuck's going on? Clearly, they have no rights. Clearly, there's a track record now of ICE not allowing people to have a hearing, no due process, no being in front of a judge. Right? And a lot of these people, as you know, 288 of them were sent to a concentration camp in El Salvador with no due process. So make no mistake about it. Without a doubt, the majority of these cases, these deaths are completely and utterly avoidable. You've seen the pictures, you've seen the videos of what these ICE detention facilities are like. I mean, this is like, you wouldn't treat your worst enemy like these people get treated. And this is the same rogue group covering their faces, regular plates on the car, hiding their identities, waiting outside of immigration courts and kidnapping and human trafficking and abducting innocent people, even if the judge says you're free to go. And this is the result. This is the result right here. This is what happens when there are no rules. There are no regulations. There is no order. There is no rule of law. When it's the destruction of rule of law. And you think these numbers aren't going to keep going up rapidly? You bet your ass they're going to go up rapidly. By the way, 93% of the people abducted by ICE, no criminal record. 93% are not violent criminals. So, look, the Democrats need to launch a major investigation into this. You should have law enforcement, state law enforcement doing a similar thing. As I said, these people got to go to jail. Like, Chrissy Noem has to go to jail. Stephen Miller has to go to jail. Donald Trump has to go to jail. The destruction that they've brought to this country in just a short time frame is legendary. Is for the history books, how horrific in just 6 months, how much they've thoroughly destroyed every single thing in this country, how many lives they've ruined, how many innocent people. I mean, they're raiding Home Depots and hair salons and 7-Elevens. People with no criminal record, good people, family people, working jobs, lives destroyed. So we all know who the real criminals are and the real gangsters are, and it's not really hard to figure it out. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.